And I don't.
Oh,
All that work.
darn it.
We need another rag.
Oh,
Hey Nancy, we need another rag.
right, Freddie.
It's kind of the night.
Oh,
It's the night tonight. Now Carol doesn't feel so bad.
oh my
Carol got hers down, and now
goodness. Never
Lane got hers down.
before.
Hold on, sit
All
down, sit
right.
down. You're fine. Stay there.
Oh,
Got it.
thank you.
Got it.
Can you go ahead and start the chat with Chuck?
I think I can spin it. I'm just trying to be nice. No, I'm not gonna spin it.
What?
Yeah, see, she's gonna do something. There you go.
Hey, hold that. Hold that. It just makes it so complicated.
We are. Where's your page? Thank you. I can't find anything to rhyme with F for Fernando. Like any things.
Fantastic.
No,
Fabulous.
no,
Phenomenal.
no. To describe the notes, none of those work. And frankly, none of them work with you either. Hello.
You know what I've been noticing? The UPS truck is.
We're getting some drivers that are coming
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And you found your package. I saw that.
And you know, it wasn't really UPS.
No.
Well, no, it was here.
Oh, it was a resident. Yeah.
Right.
What? Well, we're going to be late anyway, Nancy, because we did a late announcement. So I'm ready. Hello. Test 1, 2. Test. 1, 2. Hello. 3714. Anybody out there in TV land, if you can hear this sound check, let me know. Call Sally. 3714 to let me know. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you don't call, I'm going to sing, so you better call. Larry's got me. Larry, go back over there. Where you going? Leanne doesn't count. I want somebody from the apartment to call me.
Did you know where 1030 Silver Hill Road was?
No.
Redwood City?
Oh, Silver Hill, yeah.
That's where I lived for 50 years.
I know that. We talked about that. That was my beat when I was a rookie.
Good thing I never met you because I never get a ticket.
Probably not. I was
I can get
That
it.
was a good guy.
69, 70, 71. I was a rookie working graveyard up there. So I don't know what you were. If you were there in 69, 70?
70.
70? Well, damn, I drove by your house a few times.
Oh, see, that, yeah.
Yeah, that was my beat on graveyard. You slept nicely because I was there.
And I went to that barbecue too. We had a slope.
Oh, Fat Boy.
My parents lived
Yeah,
at
my-
34th and Yorba.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right.
Next door to the Chartiers.
Yeah.
The restaurant.
Yeah.
Villa
Yeah.
Chartier.
You knew it.
We were all in the same area. Never knew it.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Small world.
Chuck, Nolan used to live across when I lived in Roseville.
Oh, is that right? In Roseville?
He used to
Show you how you have to go back on this.
yeah, he and his wife had our block parties.
Oh,
We got
that's
to
fun.
meet the new neighbors.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Good times.
It was a good place to retire. We both enjoyed it.
We'll have a small group.
Less questions. I'm
Hmm? I did not announce at 3:30. I'm giving them a few extra minutes. I forgot, and I had to call down to Leanne to do a quick announcement at 10 to 4. So an extra minute. We can enjoy our cocktails. No. Did you get Sally? Did you get a call? Oh, but okay, but they heard you. They heard me. Huh? They couldn't hear me? Okay, one more time out there in the apartments. Somebody who can hear me talking, please call 3714 and let us know if the sound is working. 3714. Sally's waiting. A free drink. Come up here and get it. There we go. Hey, Ken, thank you. Thank you for that call. And we have another one. We woke up the folks out there. So we know now for a fact that there are 2 people watching us on television. Yay, 3. We got a rave happening here. All right, well, hey, let's start this show, so to speak. Hi, it's Wednesday. Hello. Wednesday, January. No, it's not January. It's June. I knew it started with a J. I have several announcements, and then when we ask questions on top of it, it's going to annoy Nancy because we're going to be here a long time. So let's start with our guest speakers. We have 3 of them tonight. We have Curly and Penny and Fernando. Which one wants to start? They're fighting over it over there. It's an exciting moment for them, you know.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the chat tonight. Okay, we're starting off our summer tradition here at Acacia Creek with our block party barbecues. Our first one is tomorrow. Some of you have gotten your invitations in the mail, in your mailboxes, so we are looking forward to seeing you on the patio outside the pool. I'm not doing it every week. We got other things going on, so it'll be a here and a there and a here and a there. So you have to look in your box for when you get your invitation. It's by invitation only. We have a quick reminder. We have seen an uptick in our ride share for the transportation for medical appointments, which is fantastic. It's keeping us busy. It's keeping us on our toes. However, we would like if you guys can please sign up for your medical appointments no later than, say, 1 o'clock the day before your appointment. At the end of the day, the drivers look at the schedule. We talk about what we got going on the next day, and then we put in your departure times, and we group you in the cars that you're going to go in. When somebody calls at 6 o'clock at night, we're all gone, and we come in the morning. Sometimes it's a juggle to rearrange it. So if y'all can make sure that you call like 1 o'clock the day before, that would be really great. It's very helpful to us trying to organize the next day's driving, okay? So thank you for your attention in that matter. All right, things that are happening this month, like I mentioned, tomorrow's our first block party barbecue, and we will be hosting the 4th floor East Wing. 4th floor East Wing. On the 27th will be our next one. It'll be 4th floor West Wing, that side over there. Okay, this year we're doing floors and wings, whereas before we kind of mixed it up all over the place. We have so many new residents that we're gonna get everybody knowing who's in their neighborhood this time. On June 14th, we have the resident forum, and this topic is on pre-planning your final wishes with Shelby Lane, a family service supervisor for Sky Lane Funeral Home. So that's going to be on June 14th, 10 a.m. We have Back in the Day on June 17th with our very own Tom Wickert. He's going to be talking about his time as an offensive tackle on the Dolphins. So come up for that, June 17th, 3 p.m. Then,
Wearing his uniform?
is he wearing his uniform? He's ready. Okay, we'll see. June 18th, we have a guest speaker that's going to come and talk about the keys to balanced eating, making every bite count. This is a dietetic intern at Washington Hospital. She is getting her master's at the University of California at Berkeley. And she is going to come and talk to us about the MyPlate framework, which is different than the Food Pyramid. You know, they got rid of that, and now they do the MyPlate. She's going to talk about that and all the good things we can put in our diet to make sure that we are getting all the nutrients we need. So come with your questions about your diet. If you have a special diet you have special questions about, she'll be ready to answer it for you. June 20th. We have the Comfort and Joy ukulele performance in the lobby. I'm so excited for this. It's going to be such a fun evening. And our very own Trudy Madison is one of the ukulele players in the group. So make sure you come down. The performance is going to start at 4 downstairs in the lobby. We'll have a Hawaii-inspired cocktail we can enjoy. And then we're going to come up to the dining room, and Chef is going to have an Hawaiian-inspired dinner for us. So it's going to be a evening in Hawaii. So we're in Hawaii-inspired shirt. Who knows? Have fun. That's June 20th, 4 p.m. And on June 28th, we have the Science and Engineering Discussion Group is going to be talking about some basic information on cryptocurrencies from a private investor in that market. Cryptocurrency is so interesting to me. It's one of those new things that, you just can't learn it fast enough because it's changing all the time. So come and learn about that. And my last thing, save the date, June 11th, or July 11th, sorry. June 11th was yesterday. July 11th, we are going to have a Filipino cultural evening. Yeah, so the team members here who are from the Philippines or from the Philippine descent, they're going to be putting on a cultural event for us that night. It's going to have food, dancing, traditional dress, singing. It's going to be fun. So July 11th, mark your calendars. All right, that's it.
Thank you, Shirley. And the chef has a surprise for you that evening of the Filipino cultural dinner, and I'm very excited about this, but I'm not gonna ruin his surprise. Who's up next over there in that little group? Hefe.
All right. I got a couple things, you guys. So I'll probably be reading this verbatim here. Watch for new items the next coming weeks of July. Please share any feedback constructively on comment cards to help with future menu planning. I'm bringing in more scallop nights. Chio Pino's coming up. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we've had some wild salmon lately. A couple weeks ago, and we had it just recently yesterday. Chilean sea bass. I don't know if you guys know about Chilean sea bass around here. Crab Louie. Crab Louie is going to be on the monthly salad pretty soon. Porterhouse steak. Who likes steak? Chuck likes steak. And a lot more fun action stations coming up. New hires. This is a good sign. This is what I'm really, really happy about. You can tell from my smile that I have on my face lately. I have 3 new guys: Stefan Morrow, Jesus Sanchez, and Baljinder Tour, who's going to be covering breakfast. So we got a new line of people coming in, which have been 3 positive additions to our operation. Sous chef. We have interviewed a sous chef. In fact, the candidate's in the second phase of the interview process currently. They were here today doing a tasting. We also have a part-time cook, PM, full-time dishwasher in the AM from being a full kitchen. That's huge. Haven't had that in
Long time.
a long time, very long time. This condition is what has allowed me to bring the lunch specials back and for me to reschedule my workload so I'm able to visit you all at dinner again. And hopefully soon will allow us to return to table service, which I'm sure everybody's excited about, and open that wonderful salad bar you all love. Your comments on lunch specials and variety being offered would be truly appreciated. So please share your thoughts and any suggestions. Carolee kind of stole my thunder again. Maybe I should go first next time. Yes, Filipino night. We got a Filipino culture themed dinner coming up. We're going to have a spit-fired whole pig to present. So that'll be fun. I'm really excited about that. We're going to put it out on the line so you all could pet it. It's that time of year, you guys. We're going to have all the stone fruit coming back. So be looking out for that. And that's it for me.
I wasn't going to mention LeSean, but he did. This is fun. You guys know what that is. That's the whole roasted pig that will be on the line, and they'll be serving your pork right off of the whole pig. And if any of you know LeSean, who likes the skin? The crispy skin. Oh, yeah, I'll be standing there eating that. I love that. All right, Penny. Penny's up.
I'm up. Hello, everybody. So first of all, I want to thank everybody who participated in Move More 24. Okay, the whole idea of this, I know I've said it and I'll say it again. It's for us just to be aware of how much we're moving, to see if we want to increase our movement for our own well-being. Okay, I am here to cheerlead, to support, inspire, educate, but it's up to each of us to make our own daily choices. So we are going to still be wearing our t-shirts, the team members, on Fridays. So hopefully that will inspire us all to just be aware of what we're doing. And I do want to remind everybody, tomorrow is the cutoff to vote for this quarter's Team Member of the Quarter. If you don't know where you do that, right next to the mailroom, there's a little alcove, and you could get the forms there and you turn them in there. So please make sure you do that before tomorrow evening. And this Friday, right here in the Turkey Roost, pub trivia, 4 o'clock. This is where groups get together and answer the trivia questions. This is not true or false, so you have to be creative, and we all work on our memories there and try to come up with those answers. Okay, there is something in the works. Something is in the works for August, and I do want to mention it because it's a big project we're working on, and we call it Community Unity. We have Russ Charvonia coming in to help us with a few sessions. I don't know if anyone knows Russ. Who knows Russ? Great man. So Russ is going to be bringing Bob Sachs. I don't know if anyone knows him. He is an expert in civility, as is Russ. And they are going to be doing sessions for 2 days to help us kind of get to know residents at Masonic Home and see if we could bridge the gap between the two communities. Now, why is this important? As Terry said, we are one community on the hill. Next door, they have the auditorium, the pharmacy, the chapel. They have all the different amenities that we don't have. So we're much better together. And we are all up here isolated on this hill. So am I trying to force us to be together? No, I don't force anybody to do anything. Do I try to inspire? Yes, of course. So if you have no interest in creating unity, that is your personal choice. But what we're going to be doing is holding sessions for 2 days, and I'll give you more information as it comes out next month. But please be on the lookout for this. If you know Russ, you know what a beautiful heart he has. This will be 2 days of very heartfelt getting to know you with our neighbors. Okay, one last thing. There is a variety show on the horizon. We have not had a variety show up here since 2018. We have a little committee, Masonic Home, Acacia Creek, and we're gonna be looking for acts. So if you have something that you do, it could be magic, it could be lip syncing, it could be dancing, singing, playing an instrument. I don't know. We've had people do funny readings. We've had groups perform. We used to have the men's singers at Acacia Creek. They used to perform. So get your act together, talk to your friends, and signups will start in July for that. And the show will be October 10th. So that's all I have for you. I hope, yes, Tom.
When is Russ gonna be here?
Oh, Russ will be here August 6th and 7th.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, and that's all I have. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Okay. So, clear my throat. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Good news is none of it has to do with dog poop. Let's get that right off the table right now. We don't have to deal with that tonight. Fernando's looking at me like, well, you got to come to this regularly so you got the in joke on that one. Alrighty, so let's start right out with locks for the apartments. The locksmith has been madly cutting keys for the last 2 weeks. 380 keys or 60 or something like that for all the cylinders that they got from Schlage that were custom made for us, only for Acacia Creek. And I just got a call today and I didn't get a chance to return it, but he is about ready in the next week or two to come in and replace all the locks. What we're going to do on that process is hopefully set up really specific times and locations, meaning floors, when we're going to change these cylinders. Now, they feel like they can move through this place pretty fast and have it done in a day, but that's not what I want to do to you all. I'm going to slow them down a little bit. I think what we're going to do is the first day, we're going to do the first floor and the second floor in the afternoon. And then the second day, we can judge whether or not we can get the entire first floor, second floor, or third floor, fourth floor done. But I want to have it set on a time and a day, specific location, so that I can tell you that, so that you're aware that this is the morning or the afternoon when your apartment front door lock is going to be changed. So we're going to work on that and have that ready so that it's very clear for everybody. If you're not home when it happens, for whatever reason, you're on a tour to the Mediterranean or or more likely you're at a doctor's appointment, we will take care of that. We will have employees that will be with the locksmiths, even though they're not going in your apartment, but there will be an employee with them, and they will have an acknowledgement sheet that you'll need to sign when you get your 2 new keys. You will get 2 keys for every apartment. And again, as we talked about before, these keys are not duplicatable. You cannot go to a locksmith and get them duplicated. It doesn't happen. And probably it's going to be more expensive to get a key when you lose it. I don't have that cost yet, but I will have that, and it will be on the notice that we give you. But generally, it's going to be a notice that's going to say that you're acknowledging quite a few things. I need to have people acknowledge the fact that they have a key to their locked drawer in their apartment for their valuables, to put their valuable jewelry or other things in that drawer and lock it. We need to acknowledge the fact that you know that you need to have renter's insurance, that you should have renter's insurance to cover your jewelry or any other valuables in your apartment. There's going to be acknowledgments. There's about 8 acknowledgments on this page. The last piece of the page is going to say, I give permission for housekeeping and engineering to enter my apartment if I am not there for regular service. You can say yes or you can say no. It's up to you. If you say no, then that means that every engineering issue, repair, needs to have an appointment and you need to be there for it. If it's a housekeeping issue and they show up to do your apartment and you're not there, and we have no permission to go in, then we will skip you that week. We won't do your apartment. So it's really up to you. Again, we talked about this months ago. It's going to be a much more secure building because of the things that we're doing. And one of that means is a little bit of it putting you out. You need to be there to open the door for the housekeeper. You need to be there to open the door for engineering. But if you're giving us permission to go in when you're not there, then that's fine. We will. We will go in and do it. They will leave a card on your counter saying that we were in your apartment. The housekeeper will sign her name and leave a card there saying, I cleaned your apartment today. Or the engineer will leave a card saying that I fixed your air conditioning today, whatever it is. Those are the options that you have. We're giving you those options. If you're not comfortable having anybody in your apartment, then you need to circle no on that. And then you all need to sign the bottom of that because that's what I'm going to hold going forward for anybody that may have any issues. So that will happen all in the same period as they're changing your locks, which they say will only take about 5 minutes. These guys are pretty fast. They can pull the cylinder out, put the new cylinder in, and give you the card. And once you have the keys, keys, you'll sign the form and they'll move on to the next apartment next door. So I will give you a heads up. You all will know when your floor, your side of the building is scheduled for the locks so that we can make it very, very clear for everybody. And if you're not there, we will take care of it. We will change the lock. We will have your keys in an envelope secure at the concierge desk with the form. You just need to come by and sign the form and pick up your keys. Lyman?
Question. You were mentioning renter's insurance. I know some of us have it, some of us don't. And one of the things most of us that don't, they gotta be insured. Is it just find out who's insured and who's not?
The question is, are we trying to find out who's insured and who's not, or is this something that's required? There's a lot of variables to it. It's a gray area. Quite frankly, in your contracts, it says you're required to have renter's insurance. We have never enforced that because legally we can't enforce it. But I would tell you that it's a smart move for you to have renter's insurance. It's very cheap. It'll cover everything you have in your apartment. And if you have something that is of great value, then you need to make sure that's covered. You do know that we are not liable if there's a fire or if there's a flood or if there's a theft. We don't cover that. We cover liability under our insurance for you, but we don't cover any personal property loss. So again, it's up to you. We don't force you to do it. We recommend you do it. That help? Does that answer that question? Yeah, you'll get the form and you'll get to read it while they're installing your lock. It's not that complicated. Like I said, there's 6 or 8 bullet points on it, and then you sign at the bottom. Yes? I'm not sure renter's insurance covers liability. You'd have to check with your own insurance company on that. We have liability for you in the building. So there is coverage on our part for liability. But I would tell you, when it gets into a situation where maybe a guest of yours comes into your apartment, falls and hurts themselves, and wants to make a claim against you, if you have renter's insurance, you need to know whether or not you have liability issue. But Acacia Creek carries liability issue for the entire building and for all of you. So there is that. So I would tell you, if that happened in your apartment, there's going to be a battle between the insurance companies. And who knows where that's going to end up. Acacia has liability insurance for the building. And it would probably be pulled into it just because of deep pockets. So if any attorney is going to cause action for something that happens in your apartment, of course we're going to be named. It's just automatic. They go after the money wherever it might be. So you would be sued, they would sue us, and it would all be settled. However, but just know that we don't cover your personal property. We cover liability in the building. Okay? That help? Okay. So yeah, that's happening very soon. I got to call the guy back tomorrow. He called me late this afternoon and I didn't have a chance to get back to him. I'm trying to hold it away, Larry.
Appreciate that.
I'll get back to him in the morning and we'll set up some dates. We'll get the announcements out to everybody so we can make this a very smooth transition. The second thing, as we talked about in our security planning, is the cameras. I have to tell you that I have been extremely excited over talking with vendors about installing cameras in our building. And the reason is I have a deathly scare of pulling cable through this building. It's a pretty big building. And pulling cable through this building could cost us $200,000 or $300,000 to pull cable. Well, the good news is that I found out. How many of you remember, sidetrack, how many of you remember the old Vigil pendant system we had? Before Sarah, we had Vigil. That was our pendant system in here. Well, if any of you walking down the hallways, look in the ceilings, you'll see a little box with a black rubber antenna sticking down. It's in all the hallways. It's in all the public areas. It's up here somewhere, and they're around here. That was the emergency pendant system we had originally in here until we moved to Sarah, which is a much, much better system. Well, praise the Lord, I'm walking the hallways with this guy, and he looks up and says, "What's that?" I said, "That's the old Vigil system." He said, "That's a Cat 5 cord I see coming out of it." I said, well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know what that is. He said, "Where does that go?" I said, "I think it probably goes to the telecom room." And so we were next to a telecom room. We open the door, we go in there, and here's all these white wires coming in, a whole bunch of them into some equipment. Because Vigil just left the whole system here. They didn't come down, take it out, or do anything. So he looks at it, and he goes back outside, and he looks at the box up on the ceiling, and it says 1146. Well, that's the number of the telecom room we were just in. So we've got these antennas all over the building that are even identified as to where they go to. And all he has to do is put in boxes in the telecom rooms that are feeding our cameras to the main system at the concierge desk, which is the same system we already have. And I'm like overjoyed. I'm going, oh my God, I just saved $500,000. This is really a good deal. So, and the end of the story, long story short, well, I'm going to be putting cameras everywhere because this is not going to cost me a ton of money. So every place I've got those antennas, we're going to be having cameras, which is in the middle of every hallway, there's an antenna. That antenna, and we were looking at it, will go north and south in that hallway. And on each leg, it will go to the elevator. So we'll see the elevator. We'll see every apartment in that hallway. And then the second camera in the middle of the hallway is getting all the apartments in the other direction. On top of that, I know I have antennas everywhere else in this building, so we're gonna be putting in, since we just saved on cabling, a ton of cameras all over this place. I might put one outside Tom's door to keep an eye on him. But yeah, everywhere you see those things. So I'm looking at more cameras in the pool, in the exercise room, in the exterior. We have those antennas outside, on the walls outside, as part of that system. So I'm very excited about the fact that we're not spending a ton of money on cabling, and I can get more cameras all over this building. So very excited, and these are very high quality cameras. It's the same cameras they have at Grand Lodge and I've seen those that Khalil has, the guy who's up in Grand Lodge, in the entire Grand Lodge building, on the garage floors and everywhere. He can zoom in, like just right into a face. They can take pictures off of it, all of it. So very excited about that. It was a great meeting and a great opportunity to find out what we can do. So happy as hell about that. And we're going to be working on that. I should be getting a quote on it this week or next week, and start working on the installation, because basically they're taking that thing off the wall, the ceiling, and putting cameras up there. And then they're just wiring to the telecom rooms. So big one. Big win for us. Big win. I got to tell you, I'm very excited about that. Also, I'm very excited about the fact that we have not had any missing property since the last one we had. Very happy about that. I don't have a reason. I don't have a solution. We'll continue doing what we're doing to increase our security, but I'm very pleased to tell you that we have not had any incidents in the last couple of months. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is okay, this has to do with a question from residents about engineering calls at night and on weekends. So like after 5 o'clock, pretty much Tice is gone and Kevin has just left. And we have an emergency at night. It could be a toilet overflowing, could be a toilet plugged up, which is like 90% of our calls. Fernando, I got to talk to you about that. It's about your food. No, I'm kidding. It could be a leak. It could be an electrical issue. It could be a TV issue. It could be whatever. It could be a what?
Smoke detector.
It could be a smoke detector going off, because you know our smoke detectors are hardwired, but they're backed up by batteries, which tend to fail on us. And when do they fail on us? In the middle of the night. Of course they do. That's just what they do. So the good news about all of that is that we've had a process in place for years, and we still do it. We still use it. It works well. And that is that at night, after hours, the concierge will call Tice or Kevin, either one she gets a hold of first, and both of them are very good at answering the calls. And if it's something that they need to respond for, they will respond to take care of it. If it's something that the engineer next door at Masonic Homes can handle, they may call him and see if he's available. The engineers at Masonic Homes they have an engineer on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have a lot more money than we do. So we use that. We've had this agreement between them and us for a long time. Their engineer will come over and help with whatever an issue might be, if he can help us out with it. If it's a technical thing and it has to do with technology in the building, that might be a bit of a challenge, but he's there mainly for a leak or, a plugged toilet or something basic like that. So we've always had that agreement with Masonic Home way back, going to the beginning. And quite frankly, I will tell you, one time we had a fire in this place. We had a resident that had a grease fire in the kitchen, set off the sprinkler alarms. We had massive water in his apartment and in the hallway outside. It was like at 6:30 in the morning. I got the call. I was here 20 minutes later, and there was 3 engineers from Masonic Homes already here with water vacuums vacuuming up the water in the hallways. So it works. We have a good system with them, and we appreciate that they have that availability. So yes, we do have a system in place, and it will happen. There was a weird occurrence that we had in here where we had a leak, and I'm not going to go into it all, but There was just miscommunication that happened with that issue. But we do have coverage by our guys at Masonic Home and by both Kevin and Tice, who only live about 10 minutes from the community. And they respond by the way, they respond probably 2-3 times a month to calls here in the middle of the night. So it's pretty common for them to be coming in. Okay, any questions on that? Questions? Sorry, I hadn't stopped for a question. You got a question?
TV's been stuttering since Friday.
Your TV. You're not the only one. Your TV's been stuttering since Friday. I don't have that on my list, but I know you guys have had some pixelation issues in the west end of the building this weekend. And we had a couple where they lost their picture. The good news is that we've got people that are so smart, like Carol Lee being the MOD on Sunday. She went to that apartment and she rebooted that box and they got their picture back. Nah, it was still pixelating, but it was back. So, we tried the best we can with what we got, but IT is working with Optoworld, who is the vendor that we get DirecTV from. They feel like they've got some issue going on in the communication between the MPOE room down in the garage where all the main electronics are for the TV up to the rooms. So they're still working on it. They're working on it today too still. Haven't seemed to have been able to totally figure it out, but I apologize for the fact some of you are still getting some pixelation on the west end of the building, but we are trying to get that resolved for you as fast as we can. Yes?
Voting box. They're all back, they're back up waiting for them, and did you check that out, about the last meeting?
You mean the DVRs, the recording boxes for DVRs?
Yeah, 'cause I was supposed to get one, and nobody's brought one, so I guess they don't have them yet.
You know what? If you brought that up last time, I wrote it down and I didn't do anything about it. That's my bad.
4:00.
What apartment you in?
1113.
All right, let me find out about that. I apologize. I don't know that there's a shortage of DVRs, but let me double check on it in the morning. I've got it written down this time. I won't lose it.
If your fire alarm goes off, middle of the night, you call 3700 and then it will automatically.
When you say fire alarm, are you talking about the big loud bell and everything happening? Okay, smoke detector, that's different. If your smoke detector is going off, that means that even though they're hardwired into our system, they do have a battery backup. And there's times that 9-volt battery gives away. And usually not at a very nice time. Quite often, that's most of the times why Kevin and Tice are coming in the middle of the night, is to change that out for you guys. You contact if it's after 11 o'clock, dial 0, you'll get the PBX operator. PBX operator will talk to our caregivers here by radio and tell them the issue. Our caregivers will call Tice. So that's how it works after 11 o'clock. Yeah, 0 for the PBX operator. That's how you get them. Carol? I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, not yet. Have a seat. Wait, give me some time. I got a whole bunch of stuff to go through.
Front desk, PBX, has been gone 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, but these guys still know it as PBX. The front desk at Masonic Home
Right.
is PBX. It's an old term. The front desk at Masonic Homes is called either Masonic Homes front desk or PBX for the old days. Those are the guys that you'll talk to in a minute. I'm going to tell you another thing about the guards in a minute. So when I say that, just know that I'm talking about the main desk at Masonic Home. Sorry. See, I'm getting too old. It's time for me to retire. I already did that. Ooh. Where? Who said it's true? I heard that. Who said it's true? Thank you, dear. Buy that woman a glass of wine. Next question. In Lorber, can a spouse stay overnight with their loved one if they're in there temporarily or permanently? And the answer is no, because they are not equipped, nor legally can they have guests staying in there overnight who are not there under doctor's orders. So that's kind of a pretty simple one, but that came up and I wanted to make sure I shared that information with everybody, that actually is the way it works over there. They're not allowed to do that. You can't be in a skilled nursing because it's a licensed community of California, and unless you're there under doctor's orders, you're not allowed to be staying there. Next one, you all got a flyer on the removal of the main gate guard position from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You all get that? Did you all read it? Okay. Do I need to say anything about it other than the fact that we don't have a guard there between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. anymore? You got a total explanation in that letter that if you have a visitor that's coming, it'd be very smart for you, if that visitor is coming after 10 p.m., to call the main desk at the Masonic home and let that person know that this person is coming in their name. Because between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., the operators at the main desk at Masonic home, otherwise called the PBX operators, can see them on the camera and we'll talk to them. But if they don't know who they are and don't have approval from you, they're not letting them in. There's cameras all over that shack. They can see the car, they can see the license number, they can see the person they're talking to. That's all good and dandy, but if you don't tell them this person's coming in and it's the middle of the night, they ain't gonna let them in the gate. So just be aware of that if you have someone coming in late. And quite frankly, if anybody is coming in, any guest, any time of the day, call 6600. It's in the notes. 6600 is the gate. And let the guard know that you have a guest coming and what their name is. It makes life a whole lot easier for that guest and for the guard to just go quickly, boom, yeah, there's your name. Yeah, okay, good. Okay? It just helps out the whole situation. Yes?
Other night, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna try that bomb, see what to do. Tried a red lighter, red something, and I was waving the fob all around trying to get it to work. And this guy sticks his head out, and I said, well, can you show me? I want to know ahead of time. So if no one's here, so I'll know how to get in. He said, I don't know, I'm new.
Okay, so the comment is that she came in late at night and tried to get the fob to work, and the guard stuck his head out because he was still there. She asked him how it works, and he said, I don't know, I'm new. For those of you at home. So the answer to that question is, now you know why we're getting rid of them during the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. They ain't worth a damn anyway, and nobody's coming in the damn door. But yes, if you want to use that, and make sure, because often this is technology, make sure your fob is working. Because there's times where it may run out of life, it may go goofy on you, and we have to reset it for you. And you don't want that to happen at 12:30 at night when you're trying to get in after carousing all night out there partying. So check it once in a while. Even if the guy is at the gate, say, don't open the gate. And take your fob and just put it against the gray box, the red light. Be a good way to test it to make sure it's functioning. I have one and I use it. I keep it in the side door of my car. So when I come in, if he's not there, and often I come in and there, for some reason, he's in the bathroom. I'm not sure if he's asleep or what he's doing. I just take my card and just slap it against the thing, and the gate opens and I go in. And it identifies who I am because the card's telling them who I am. So much like your fob or your white card, whichever you have, it's identifying you to the machine. It's telling us who you are. It's actually logging on the computer, your name, and when you came in. So it's not like it's just a freebie getting in the door. Now, getting rid of the guards on graveyard shift, yeah, to what end? I can tell you they probably have tracked it as being like less than one a night comes in. in that 8 hours, and they're paying a hell of a lot of money for that guy to sit there and sleep. So I was totally in agreement with Masonic Homes on getting rid of that shift. As long as we have the ability for you and your visitors or family to come in the gate, that's all I cared about. The other piece of it that you might wonder about, nobody has asked me yet. I'll give you a moment. Does anybody have a question to ask me about this system before I tell you the secret? Anybody? Come on, somebody's got to come up with this. What is it?
What's the secret?
Okay, come on, this was fun. The obvious concern is what happens in the middle of the night with a 911 call. There's nobody at the gate to open it, right? They have a sensor that they have installed on top of the guard gate, and it senses the flashing lights coming in. This has been tested by the fire department, by the police department, and by ambulance services at night here, down there, to ensure that it functions. So when those guys are rolling up to the gate's gonna open. And the other thing is you got PBX who knows there's a 911 that went in. So they're watching this happen. So if a burglar thinks he's gonna put red lights on top of his car and come in the gate, it won't happen. Just so you know. So in case you wondered about that and how it works, that's how the 911 piece will work at the front gate with nobody there. Yeah.
That's the same system that turns the signal lights in green when they go through the intersection.
Yeah, there's some cities, and way back when Palo Alto had this all along University Avenue where the fire department would come down University Avenue and they had a system that would pick them up and change all the lights to green so they didn't have to sit there and wait for red lights or have problems getting through red lights. Okay, so that's enough about the main gate. Doesn't make any difference. It's automatic going out. As you pull up to the gate, there are sensors in the street. It's automatic, yeah. It's like the garages, yeah. And if you want to get in and you remember you're not too drunk, you can take your little fob and put it against the gray thing, just like getting into the garage. It's the same process. Yeah, the little white cards. Some have proximity cards, that's what they're called. Some have fobs. Either way, they both work as long as you put them up against that little red light. And hopefully you're sober enough to be able to do that. Tom? Moving on. Okay, that was that one. How we doing, Nancy? We're getting close to like being overrun by questions here in a second. It is important that you already did that. Why are we having, okay, so a question came up from another resident. Why are we having companion service companies come in and do presentations to you? You've noticed we've had a couple that have come in and there's another one coming in. The reason is that several years ago, we had a resident who got ripped off heavily, severely by a personal companion hired by her daughter from a company in San Mateo. And I mean big time, over 4 or 5 months. A lot. Okay, we got all the information. We were able to put things together and give the case to Belmont PD to handle that. I quite frankly don't know what the end of that case was, but working with Union City PD and Belmont PD, we got a lot of that information to them. But the point is, there are a lot of companion companies out there that will sell you time for their companion to come in and do the things that they want you to do that we obviously are not staffed to do. We worry about you bringing somebody in like this person who is going to eventually cause you harm. And so what we've decided is that we have vetted companies that we know have put their employees through criminal history checks, through drug tests, through background investigations, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason we're doing this is to let you know that here are companies we're presenting to you that we have vetted and they are valid, and we're standing behind them. So when you come to the point where you might think that you want to have a companion coming in, please talk to Carol Lee, or if you forget who the people were that we brought in, It's only going to be like a half a dozen companies overall, but it's companies that we feel comfortable referring you to, that we think they have done a good job of vetting their employees, because it's really important. You need to be comfortable knowing who that companion is that's coming in your door. Okay, so that's why we've been doing that. We have a couple more, I think, and then we pretty much have gone through that. But again, it's about us doing what we can to help you guys and to protect you. How we doing, Nance? You're getting a little nervous, aren't you? Because it's like 10 to. Okay, I got one more, and then I have a larger conversation. For those of you on the west end of the building, this is a quickie. Who lives on the west end of the building and looks down at the loading dock? The new sales will be in Friday. They're coming Friday with the new replacement sales that we lost in those heavy winds when they ripped them up. Those sales will be replaced over that loading dock, and you won't have to be looking down in there again. Sorry about the time it took to do that, but yeah, they're scheduled to be here with their lift and with the new sales on Friday. So that's a good thing to get that done. So again, I'm going to go back to the same thing I talked about a second ago, because I can't tell you how happy and excited I am about the cameras. I thought I was going to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I can't tell you how happy I am that I'm able to put cameras in this building all over the place for total security. It's a pretty exciting thing for me that I have the ability now to be able to do that, which I could not do before. Tom?
Real quick, those cameras will give us added security. They'll have every inch of the hallways monitored, right?
Yep, we're going to know where you are all the time.
I'm not worried about me. But that adds a tremendous amount of security to us, right?
Yeah, because what I wanted was, the question was the quality of the cameras. These cameras, and I said this earlier, these cameras, we can zoom in to the person that's halfway down the hallway that could be going into an apartment. So we can get very close and uptight on our photography of whoever that might be. These cameras will show every elevator. Anybody coming off an elevator is going to be seen by one of the cameras, because where there are elevators, there's that double camera system right in the middle of the hallway between the elevator and the big T in the building where the hallways jog. You know how the hallways jog and go down? Then you got an elevator, and then it jogs over. There's going to be double cameras in every one of those jogs looking both ways. So we're going to be able to see the stairwells. If you come up in a stairwell, we're going to see you. If you come out in an elevator, we're going to see you. If you come out of an elevator, we're going to see you on every floor, on the 4th floor, 3rd floor, 1st floor, and then in some of the outer areas. But it's mainly the residential floors, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor. Those are the ones that we're covering, so that every apartment, even in the T's of the building, right below us here where we have what's called the T, every one of those apartments is covered by a camera. And that's what's exciting about that. And these cameras hold this information for 3 months. So we can go back anytime 3 months past. Including the front door. The front door and all the cameras we currently have hold for 3 months. And that's every stairwell inside and the garage doors coming in and out and the front door. Yeah. Sorry, Betty? I'm going to sit there and watch it forever. That's my retirement job. And it's going to cost you a lot of money because I'm expensive. Nobody monitors it constantly. They film constantly. They record constantly. If we have an issue, then we know that and we can go back to the cameras. Much as we had done quite a few times in the past when we needed to go back to a camera when something happened. Like, for instance, we had on a few occasions residents drive right through our garage gates and drag the gate down the middle of the garage. It's kind of really funny to watch this happen, and it's like, oh, God. There's the gate going down the garage. it's more of a backward thing. It's not like somebody's sitting there monitoring this like in the casinos, but we have the ability to go back to it and look at anything that we want to look at. Yeah. Good question though. Thank you. Anything else? Yes.
Have any cameras in the garage?
We have cameras in the garage now that show us the elevators, show us the stairwells in the garage level and on up, and it shows us the gates. So we have cameras looking out at the gates coming in, and then we have cameras on that box where you put your fob to open it. We have cameras on that showing you coming in. So that's basically that's our security system as it is now. It's going to multiply by about 60 cameras when we get done.
So if there's anyone and robs any cars,
Good question. If anybody comes in and robs any cars, no, because the camera really is showing down on the gates from about 20 yards back. So it's not like the cameras are not on every car in there. But if somebody comes in, either through a stairwell or through that gate, we're going to see them. They're on film. The good news about our building is we're very fortunate compared to Masonic Home. Masonic Home has 1,000 doors that go into those buildings over there. We don't. We're very lucky in the fact that we have 2 garage gates. We've got 5 stairwells, 6 stairwells, and the loading dock door, and that's all we have. And you all know since the pandemic, we've kept all the stairwell doors locked. So our security here is pretty easy to maintain, and it's going to be easier to monitor because we're going to have cameras on all of these spots. So it works out really well. Yeah. Questions? My replacement, is it working on that? Okay, well, that's a good lead into my next comment. Are you all ready for this one? This is a long conversation. Now Nancy's not going to be happy. All right, so the notes are going to go out tonight on the chat as they do every night after I get done. If I have to add something, I wait until after the chat to add it before we print them and have them distributed by the caregivers. Tonight, there's going to be a letter attached to your chat notes. And the letter is announcing the fact that the Masonic Homes Board and the Acacia Creek Board have, over the last month, since I announced my retirement, have decided that they are going to name Terry Quigley to be the president and CEO of Acacia Creek. So what does that mean? It means that Terry, and I think everybody in the room has met Terry. Is there anybody who has not met Terry? Terry's been here since July when she was promoted, when she was hired to take Gary Charlin's job as CEO and president of Masonic Home. She started in early July, the beginning of July. She lived here with us for 3 months in a room down 1108, which is now the sales office. Most of you know that. Most of you have seen her. A lot of you have talked with her. I can tell you, quite frankly, that was probably the most valuable trick I ever pulled, was to have her living here to experience us and experience our culture and what we do here. She is the biggest cheerleader for Acacia Creek, for its culture, for what we do here, all of that, because she lived it. So it's very cool. And quite frankly, I've been in this business 26, 27 years, and I can tell you that I have never had a partner as sharp, as up on best practices on running communities in operations as she has been. And it's been such a joy working with her because she has really got it all together. You guys, Masonic Home, the fraternity in total, and I've told the boards this, you guys are very, very, very lucky that you got a hold of her and you got her in here. She has made major changes. She's got a lot of changes going on to bring Masonic Home into the 21st century. She looks at us and, quite frankly, models a lot of the things that she's doing up there after our model, what we do here, because she sees the value, she sees where we are. And so it's pretty damn exciting that she is going to be overall the person responsible for Acacia Creek. Now, what it does is it combines that governmental piece of an entire campus this big. And they will start a search for an executive director / administrator that'll take my place. So the only difference is a title change. And truly, it makes sense that that person will respond or be responsible to answering to the board of Acacia Creek, which is still here, still there, going to be in place, and to Terry. So the combination of the two allows them to hire someone that is at a level not quite as high as I am, but with enough experience and years in the business to run a community at this level. So there's an advantage to it financially for you all. There's an advantage that Terry gets to pick the person that's going to be on her team running this community, that will fulfill and live up to the obligations and to all of the aspirations that she wants to see Acacia Creek live by. So what I'm saying to you is that I totally am comfortable with the fact that she has said this over and over again, and she's going to continue to say it. She is going to guard the culture of Acacia Creek, and she is not going to let it deplete. She's not going to let it change. She loves what it is. She understands there's a difference between what Acacia Creek is and what Masonic Home is. There is a difference. There's no melding of the two. Acacia Creek stays at Acacia Creek with its culture, with all of our managers and directors in place, doing the same thing we continue to do. So I don't want people to get nervous and start talking about, oh my God, things are going to change. Truly, nothing is going to change, and she will commit that to you much as anybody else would commit it to you. And if you've worked with her, we've worked with her now for quite a few months. It's something that I feel totally comfortable about. We just need to find somebody of good quality. Certainly, you'll never find anybody as good as me, but you'll find somebody that needs to come in and run the building at a high level and high quality to maintain the continuity of all of our programs in here. That's the most important thing. Maintain that continuity and maintain the lifestyle that we have created, and you, quite frankly, have created over 14 years in this building. So that's the announcement. There'll be a letter attached to the notes tonight, announcing that to you all and announcing it to the team members. We're going to have a happy hour. It'll be on the letter, and we'll put an announcement out on Thursday, there I go again. Thursday, June 27th, which is in a couple of weeks, here in the Turkey Roost. Terry and I are going to host a happy hour for everybody to come up and chat with us about the changes and about what's happening, and talk with Terry. If you haven't met with her before, you'll have an opportunity to chat with her and me and have a free drink or two. Always a good reason to come up. So we'll send a flyer out, but it's Thursday, June 27th at 4 p.m. in the Roost. Okay? Anybody have questions about what I just talked about? You need to be, I need to share with you, you need to be very happy about this person who is running Masonic Homes and running this campus. I can't say enough about how impressed I am with her and with her desire to accomplish the things that need to happen, not here only at Acacia Creek, but at the Masonic Home and in MCYAF and in MOS and in Covina. She has a huge load that she carries, but I'm telling you that this woman is just, in my mind, she's amazing. She's got this stuff down, and she's only been here like 6-8 months. And such a total heart tug for Acacia Creek. Again, the happiest, most accidental thing that happened for us was that she lived here for 3 months when she first came up here from Southern California. It was a great thing for us to get because she saw it, she lived it, she knows it, and she loves it. So it's a very cool thing. That's all I got. Okay, Nancy, I only went over 7 minutes. Anybody have a question? Before I cut Nancy loose? No, we're good, we're good. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.